Since now, no structure has been put in place. We don't even know how that structure has been put in place. In this country, we have, wherever we have had huge funds, even with structures, these funds have not worked. Look at NHIF. Today we have NHIF, which is structured, a huge amount of money. People are not getting treated, and it is there. How can we be sure that this one, without structures even at this point, will actually work? Look at NSSF. NSSF is, in fact, I would have thought that we would improve NSSF and use that money in NSSF to actually develop housing. Which now, if you look at NSSF, that money is actually used to buy houses and even land, but not for the pensioners. All of us here, show me one old man who is actually living well because he's using the NSSF money that he has put aside. All that money has gone to cartels. Similarly, we are now putting this, and we are not quite sure, even the structure does not indicate who is going to own these houses. If you do not own the houses, what happens to the money you have put there? You cannot put a tax between a tax and a levy, and what happens is you do not know where that money is going.
Thank you.
It may be a good principle, but let us not implement it at this time. Put it in straight, tell us how it will work. Otherwise, this is just money for cartels. We are going to they are going to use it.
Thank you. The Honorable Makali.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
You got 90 seconds.
Honorable Chair, I'd also propose to delete this clause. And the reason is, Honorable Chair, if there is any matter which has been debated by Kenyans in this bill, it is actually the housing levy. A lot of our Kenyans are even thinking the finance bill is equal to the housing levy. And because of that, Honorable Chair, a lot of things have been said by Kenyans. I just want to single a few. There has been a general agreement, Honorable Chair, that there is demand for housing in this country, and we need to construct houses. But what Kenyans have not been very comfortable with is the approach and the strategy of implementing this important activity. The first one, Honorable Chair, what has come out is the issue of the legal framework to ensure that when I contribute, at the end of the day, I'll get money. That's the reason why it has been now changed to become a levy, so that once you pay and forget about it. The second issue, Honorable Chair, was the issue of how many Kenyans will benefit out of this levy, and those who are contributing, in case they don't benefit, how do they get their money back? That had been sorted now by the issue. So what we are saying is, this housing levy, the way it is being implemented, Kenyans are not comfortable with it. And that's why we were saying, what there is need for housing in this country, the approach is wrong. And it's on the basis of that we are saying, we delete it from this finance bill, maybe.
Thank you, the Honorable Wundo. We got members who have amendments.
Chair,
the first bite on this.
Chair, I had an amendment similarly, and Chair, mine was premised on the following: that Article 43 of the Constitution provides that the government state organs shall provide housing, adequate housing. And it goes again on 4th schedule, section 2, number 8, that's donated to the county government. So honestly speaking, what we are doing here, this is an illegality, it's unconstitutional as far as it goes, as far as it's concerned. Secondly, Honorable Chair, from even a housing economic point of view, even from a policy prescription, this is a wrong approach, Honorable Speaker, that's not going to yield anything. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to urge the committee to drop this for unconstitutionality and purely a flawed way of thinking that you can solve housing in this country by this kind of approach.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I oppose the amendment.
Members, I still have Honorable Mbui and Honorable Basil for amendments before I move to anybody else. The Honorable Mbui.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, first let me address the lies that have been told about this program. First lie was that they were saying that the people who will be deducted are those that work for government. Members of parliament, MCAs, I don't know, teachers. It is not the truth. The truth is they want to deduct every employee, every hustler working for any company in this country. Second lie, Mr. Speaker, is that they are saying they want to provide employment. Mr. Speaker, not all our children work in the construction industry. Not all our children are masons, plumbers, or electricians, or casual laborers. Some of our children are doctors. How will you provide employment for doctors in this industry? And finally, Mr. Speaker, they must listen. We must listen to the 93% Kenyans who said they do not want this housing program because it reduces our disposable income, because NHIF has gone up, NSSF has gone up, pay-as-you-earn has gone up. How much do you want to hurt Kenyans?
Thank you.
Let us be fair, and VAT has also gone up. Mr. Speaker, let us agree and get rid of this animal called the housing levy.
Thank you. The Honorable Basil.
Come first before you go to housing. Number two, if you want really to give affordable housing, remove tax on timber, remove tax on steel, remove tax on iron sheets, and the people will build houses the way they want, and also employment will be generated because there'll be mushrooming of construction. This particular, when it comes to housing, is devolved. So this discussion should be held in Senate. And since the bill cannot go to the Senate, then the only option we have is to delete it. And that's the key reason we want it deleted and removed from the bill. Thank you, and I submit my amendment.
Give me the mic. The Honorable Minority Whip.
Chair, no. Chair, I will start to oppose this clause. Chair, first we have just raised taxes.
Just a minute. Honorable Junet, what we are now debating is the deletion as proposed by Honorable.
I want to support them, yeah.
Okay.
I want to support the amendments by all the 7 members of deletion. Chair, we have just raised taxes that of salaries to 35%. People who are earning over 800,000. You are telling them to pay 3% again of housing levy. You are telling them to pay 2.5% of NSSF, your NHIF. So in the end, that person is going to pay 40% of his salary to taxes, Mr. Chair. Secondly, Chair, and the majority leader is here. This reminds me, this housing levy reminds me of something. That one time in this house, we passed another levy called Railway Development Levy. When it was brought here, under a finance bill like this one, we were told this is a levy that is going to be very good and we are going to use it to pay back the loans that we have taken from China for the SGR. 3 years later, an amendment was brought here by a majority leader like Honorable Ishungwa. And he said, now, we need to open up this fund for any use, for anything. You know? And we told him how. We just passed it here that this levy is for paying the loan of the SGR. How did it end up becoming now a money for everything and everywhere? Chair, we are going through the same route. You know, what goes round comes round. The way things change, the way they're the same. Chair, what is going to happen is, this is money that is going to be collected in the name of housing, but it's going to be used for other things.
Thank you. Thank you. The Honorable Tiende had an issue on this.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I support the deletion, and I want my colleagues to listen to me, because there's a point that we've made before, and Honorable Kaluma made it. You might think that you are defeating it by numbers. But if you really want the entirety of the finance bill, drop this housing levy. If you want the entirety to fail on this account, stick to it. Because it's clearly unconstitutional. And any lawyer on your side, I am not asking, I am telling you, any lawyer on your side will tell you that if you look at Schedule 4, housing is not a function of national government. You cannot raise a levy or a tax on something that is not your function. It's as simple as that. But that's just general advice.
Thank you.
Now let me come to the debate.
You got 1 minute to wind up.
First of all, there is no framework. And without a proper legal framework, this becomes a Ponzi scheme. None of you know now how the hustler scheme is being run. That is how this will go. Secondly, there's ultimate confusion in terms of affordable housing and affordable ownership. It uses both interchangeably. It's not the same. Affordable housing is where the house is owned by government and anybody can rent cheaply. Affordable ownership is where you own. Our very scheme of society, Osoro, does not allow you to go and own some 8th floor in Kisii town instead of your home, in your village. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, this amounts to slavery and servitude under Article 30. Slavery and servitude is where you are being told you must pay this tax, but there is no obvious way in which you will benefit. That is slavery and servitude is unconstitutional. Thank you very much.
I mean, I've just had 8 from this side. Let's hear the other side too. You've just had 8 this side. The Honorable John Angeno. No, order. I've just had 8 from this side. Let's hear this side too. Go ahead. You got the mic?
Thank you, Speaker. I think, Mr. Speaker, I just want to assure the House and the nation that this is a very serious project, Mr. Speaker, and we need to support it 100%. Speaker, as to whether this issue is unconstitutional, Mr. Speaker, Article 43 of the Constitution demands from the government to provide housing to the citizens, Mr. Speaker. Shelter, accessible housing, and houses that they can access, even clean toilets and everything, Mr. Speaker. So that one is a constitutional provision. Number two, Speaker, if this housing, you know, when you listen to every member in this House, Mr. Speaker, every member speaks to the fact that there are so many slums in either constituencies they come from, in areas they come from. People talk about informal houses. People talk about slums. People talk about the houses where police live. People talk about the houses where prisoners, and I mean prison warders live. Mr. Speaker, the conditions of those particular houses are deplorable. How do we sort out these problems? Speaker, these houses, the affordable houses, this particular part of the bill is speaking to, does not only go to those people who want to rent houses, it also goes to those people who want to own houses. It also goes to those people who work for this government. It also goes to those people who are also business people. Mr. Speaker, how is the implementation of this particular...
Thank you. I want you to wind up.
How is the implementation? I've heard members talking about the implementation.
1 minute to wind up.
There is no law. Speaker, there is what we call the National Housing Development Fund in place. There is also what we call the National Housing Corporation in place. The question of implementation of this particular fund, Mr. Speaker, was actually passed in this House. So, Mr. Speaker, nobody should state or claim that maybe when this money is collected, where does it go? It has a custodial authority that where this money will be in the name. Mr. Speaker, we have also ensured that this money is ring-fenced so that in the event, even when the government lacks any other fund, it cannot access this particular fund.
Thank you. The Honorable Murugara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let nobody say what we are doing is unconstitutional, that the courts are going to annul. I'm sorry, that is an argument. We will also argue for the retention of what we are doing. Number one, shelter is a fundamental right. And the government is obligated to provide shelter. When you talk about, let's start. As far as the Constitution is concerned, housing policy is under the national government. And you look at your Constitution, the housing policy is under the national government. What the county government has is, development, planning,
Honorable member, just a minute. You know, Honorable Mbadi, it's
development.
Honorable Murugara, 1 minute.
Yes.
Honorable Mbadi, it's baffling that when I gave you a chance to speak, this side was silent throughout. I never had anybody interrupting. I would request that we also hear them in silence. It's just important that happens. Go ahead.
Yes. So the housing policy is under the national government. Planning and development, including housing, is under county governments. Housing policy includes how the government is going to plan to provide houses. And one such plan is actually the levy. so that we are able to build houses in the consultation and with the planning of the county governments. So for anybody to argue that if we pass this, it's going to be annulled by the courts, that's a fallacy. It's an argument just the way I will also go to court to argue that we have to retain whatever has been done. Therefore, there is nothing unconstitutional with what we are doing.
Thank you. The Honorable Hillary.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I want to support the housing levy as moved by the finance chair. And Mr. Chair, and to oppose the amendments that have been raised by members over there. And Mr. Speaker, I want to begin by begging the members on the other side. 80% of Kenyans living in slums and informal settlements come from their constituencies. Mr. Chair, 20% of the others are only shared by the rest of us. There is no time, Chair.
The Honorable Minority Leader, what's out of order? Minority Whip, what's out of order?
Mr. Chair.
What is out of order?
Chair. Honorable Chair. Is it in order for Honorable Member from Kipkelio to insinuate that 80% of Kenyans who live in slums are from Azimio and are from our constituency?
Yes.
From where, Chair? And and especially where the chair comes from. Honorable Chair, the chair himself.
Chair.
Is it in order?
The member for Kipkelion.
Can I proceed, Chair?
Order members. The member for Kipkelion. I would advise that you are on the side of the truth.
Yes.
Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I want to say secondly, Chair, that this housing...
No, maybe you didn't get me. I mean, here, when I say I mean, try to move towards the truth. Not R, but error, as it were. So go towards the truth, not double down on the line.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
I was going to say that even the presidential candidate they supported was having this program word by word, the same way we are presenting it. And it beats logic, Chair, that they oppose programs that are coming to their area, including taxes on imported fish from China to protect their people. Have mercy on your people. Thank you, Chair.
What's the name of this guy? The Honorable Mbadi, what's out of order?
Mr. Chairman, you know, in this house, again, I want to repeat, this is a house of records, and we need to speak facts. And when you have no information about something, you don't talk. When we were debating the issue of fish, the Honorable Member for Kipkelion was not here. Our people eat a lot of fish, double what is being produced. We want fish even from China because we want to eat.
You.
And by the way, Kipkelion has so many...
Thank you. Honorable Mengich, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a very important topic that we are discussing right now, and I'm surprised by the words mentioned by the Member of Parliament, Robert Mbui, the Kathiani MP, when he mentioned that their kids are doctors, I don't know, astronauts, and they are not engineers. Yet, as a construction manager, Mr. Speaker, being involved in construction industry, there are so many parties involved in construction, including engineers, plumbers. So the kind of job creation that will be created in this, once this project is successful, is enormous. So that is why we support the bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable KJ Kiarie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I would, Chair, it is not in my place to request the House to at least be attentive to the debate, because this is a critical matter that we are debating. In fact, this is a core clause in the finance bill. Mr. Speaker, there are two reasons why I support this clause. Reason number one is that as much as the argument is being forwarded that it is not the function of the national government to build houses, it is also true that it is the national government that gives policy on housing. And Mr. Speaker, the issue that is at the fore here is not just about housing, Mr. Speaker. If they took time to read the proposal, they would find out that it goes beyond just housing, Mr. Speaker. There are 3 cases that I can mention that speak to 3 constituencies in this house. The Dagoretti South artisans who work along Ngong Road partnered with artisans from Starehe and artisans from Kamkunji to pilot the first 1,000 houses that were constructed in Park Road. And these artisans, 3 groups of artisans, netted total 122 million Kenya shillings that went to the pocket of hustlers who only constructed doors and windows.
Thank you.
So,
thank you. The Honorable Mutunga. Definitely.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. Chair, I just want to pose 2 questions. The first question is, I would like to know that Kenyan who is unemployed today and looking for a job, who would get an opportunity to get a job, and we ask them to pay 10% or 15% of their salary, and they say no. I would like to have one. Secondly, on our Chair, we are looking at the entire country. We are a country which has no houses. We need to build these houses so that you can bring the cost down, increase the numbers and bring the cost down.
Thank you.
These are people who can be able to be assisted in this process.
Honorable Kalasinga.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, my amendment, Chair, was coming also in same, but now it was about making this scheme voluntary. But now that I've seen this one, Mr. Chair, I also want to agree that now I have a question. If this scheme has to go on as it is, then my question is here. What becomes of people who are almost getting retiring, who are 55 years? How long will they pay, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, I have a question on people with very slim pay slips. Some people have as less as 500 shillings on their pay slips. Mr. Chair, when you pay 1,000 shillings per month, this will, by simple calculation, tell me you will pay for 125 years so that you attain this house.
Thank you. The Honorable Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Mwenyekiti, na mimi naweza kuunga mkono hawa ndugu zangu waheshimiwa waliosema kuwa tuipuzilie mbali na tutupilie mbali hicho kipengo cha kuweza kulipisha wafanyikazi pesa ya ujenzi wa nyumba. Mimi nataka niseme hivi Mheshimiwa, kuwa wafanyikazi wengi wa Kenya wamechukua madeni.
Just a minute. Honorable members, it's just not right to keep shouting at me when another member is on our feet. I can't hear them. Let's just keep our cool. It's our house, it's our debate. When one person is speaking, allow them to contribute. I also want to hear what she's saying. Go ahead.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa. Wafanyakazi wengi, ukiangalia walimu, hata hawa mapolisi wamechukua pesa kwa deni, wameenda kujenga nyumba. Leo unasema katika pesa zao za mshahara wanakatwa tena pesa ya kwenda kujenga nyumba. Mimi nataka niulize, yule mwalimu ambaye yuko Mombasa, nyumba za jengwa Nairobi, atahama vipi Mombasa wakati amejiestablish kule Mombasa haja akae Nairobi? Huu ni wizi wa dhahiri. Waheshimiwa, mimi nataka niwaelezee, tupanue akili zetu, tufungue akili zetu, tusiwe tunasukumwa kama mteremko, tuwe viongozi ambao sisi tunawaza. Sio kila kitu sisi tunakubali, huyu anapiga huku tax, anachukua na huku, anatolea na huku, na sisi hapa tunagonga miguu tukisema ai. Wakenya wamechoka, Wakenya wamechoka. Huu ni wizi wa dhahiri. Sisi hatutaki watu kujengewa nyumba, tunataka watu wapewe kazi.
Thank you. Now 30 seconds each. Babu Wino, 30 seconds. Honorable Babu Wino. Use that one next to you.
Chair, please. Before I proceed, I would like you to just give me 2 minutes only, because 30 seconds I will not prosecute
whatever I want to say. Chairman, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to educate my fellow members of parliament on this matter. In matters economics, number one, Chair, there are three types of goods. Number one, we have what we call the private goods. And in private goods, Mr. Speaker, in private goods, these are goods which are consumed by one party at a time. Example is housing, and another example of the private goods is cell phone and even a dinner. Then there is public goods, Mr. Speaker. Public goods are goods like roads and air, clean environment and air. Please just let me just prosecute it. I'm not violent on this because I want it to stick in your mind. Number three, we have merit goods. The merit goods are goods which must be encouraged by the government to consume, which are education and health. Therefore, on the matters of private goods, Mr. Speaker, it is not the role of the government to provide such goods like housing to its citizens. Mr. Speaker, we are being told that the main aim of providing houses is to eradicate slums. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you the truth that if we encourage provision of houses in urban centers, Mr. Speaker, more slums will sprout. We will create what we call in economics the dual economy, where we have the rural economy and the urban economy. Therefore, there will be high crime rate because people will be moving from the rural areas to urban areas with the intention of getting houses. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, the best way to treat this housing menace is simple, Mr. Speaker. Let the government come up with proper infrastructure. For example, construction of electric rails where we will have electric trains, where a person in Kisumu can board an electric train.
Thank you.
Work in.
Thank you. The Honorable Mishimbogo.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, pia mimi naunga mkono viongozi ambao wamekataa ushuru kwa mambo ya kujenga ujenzi wa manyumba. Nataka niseme wafanyikazi wa umma kwa miaka mingi hawajaongezwa mishahara. Kwanza tungefikiria tatizo hilo la kuongeza mishahara kwa wafanyikazi wa umma, ndiposa tuweze kutoa ushuru katika zile pesa zao. Pesa za Wakenya zimekuwa zinatozwa ushuru tofauti tofauti, mpaka mtu akipata ile pesa yake anaona hakuna pesa ambayo amepata. Swali ni kwamba ikiwa mimi na mume wangu sote ni wafanyikazi wa umma na tunakatwa hizo pesa za mambo ya nyumba, je, sisi tunataka nyumba mbili? Je, tumeulizwa kama tutapenda nyumba moja ama tutataka nyumba mbili?
Honorable Alice Nganga. Honorable Alice Nganga.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, where I come from my constituency, I have a slum called Kiandutu, and I would want the Kiandutu people to have decent housing. Chair, once you give those people, we used to be told the three basic needs is food, clothes, and shelter. We are giving these people proper shelter. And Chair, I know the other side, they don't want us to give these slum people decent shelter. So that when the campaign period comes, they want these people all the time to keep on clapping for them when they are poor and they're in a poor state. We need to give these people the dignity they deserve. They want Kibera to remain Kibera so that they can find a place where they'll be campaigning all the time, because those people are vulnerable. It's a high time as a nation we say enough is enough and we give every Kenya a decent housing project.
Thank you.
They have to live with that.
Thank you. Honorable Nyoro.
Honorable Chair, mine is on procedure, and I request you that you rule, because Honorable Chair, we've been listening to the several amendments in terms of deletion. My request to you, Chair, is that then you allow the Chair for Finance to put forth his amendments, and therefore, Chair, when we vote to the Chair's amendment, then automatically, as Honorable Kaluma had suggested, then the rest falls, Honorable Chair. That is my request, Honorable Chair.
The honorable members, the order. The consequence of the Honorable Lord's amendment is that if it is passed, then the matter ends there. There's nothing to talk about. And that's why you have to spend it. I want that to be understood very well. And I want us to be procedural. That order, members, order. We had 8 amendments with the same effect, deleting. And we have allowed members to ventilate on this matter. I'm going to give the last 2 to the leaders, both sides, leaders, not members anymore, leaders, and then we proceed to division. The Honorable Njoki Irene.
Sorry. Thank you, Chair. It is very ironical when we sit here as members of parliament, we are getting loans of 3%, yet we don't want the normal hustler to get a loan of 3%. It is shameful, very, very shameful. It is very shameful when we, as members of parliament, we have hustlers in our constituencies. We don't want them to pay mortgages of 5,000 shillings where they can afford. We want them to pay mortgages of 15,000 shillings. I tell our people, please let your people benefit. And I, from Bahati constituency, as the main beneficiary in Bahati, where I don't even own a bank in Bahati, I will support this because my people will get jobs, we shall be able to get businesses, and we shall be able to generate income, and income will revolve around my constituency and other constituencies.
Thank you. Thank you. This chance now goes Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Chair, let me just say a few things. First and foremost, Chair, as I've said before, this housing levy or tax, in my view, is the mother of all scandals in this finance bill. If you ask me, there are very many other scandals in this bill, but this is the mother of all scandals. Mr. Chair, and I also want to state this, that this housing levy is akin to a pyramid scheme. Because as we speak, without the infrastructure, without the mechanisms, without the framework for administering it, we are basically throwing good money after bad money. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, let me say this. I am sure the average age of members of parliament in this house is about 40 years or so. Let me ask you, say 50. Let me ask you, for the time you have lived on this earth, in your village, who have you ever heard that has died because of lack of house or shelter? Who has died in your village for lack of a house? I can tell you, the majority of the people who have died in the villages have died because of hunger, lack of food. I can tell you, who did this survey or research to come up with this need for houses for Kenyans? Who asked you for houses? Who asked you? Why are you addressing a problem that is not there? Why can't you deal with the problem which is there, which is lack of food, Mr. Chairman? Why? Why are you insisting? Why are you insisting on providing a house to somebody who is starving? Mr. Chair, it is unbelievable that we want to tax Kenyans. In fact, this animal has continued to mutate. It was initially a fund, it became a saving, it became a circle, it became a fine, it went and became a penalty, now it is a tax. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, this animal, this mongrel called housing...
Thank you. Add in 1 minute, I agree.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very, very much for that indulgence. Yes. And therefore, really, if we want to save Kenyans, let us not indulge in this kind of scandalous adventure. We cannot afford to get into this kind of scandalous adventure when Kenyans are dying of hunger. Deal with the immediate problem, which is to address the issue of lack of food.
Thank you. The Honorable Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with the leader of minority. We need to deal with the scandalous adventure of millions of Kenyans living in slums. We need to deal with the scandalous adventure of millions of Kenyans going without food. And he has asked us very pertinent questions. Why are we worrying about shelter and not food? We are worrying about shelter and food at the same time. The reason why we have no food, why we are food insecure in this country today, is because millions of acres of land in Kiambu County, in Nakuru, in Karachuonyo constituency, in Narok, all over the country, where people are farming, we have disintegrated all that land to build slums in this country today. That is why we are food insecure today, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I will beg for your protection as I protected the leader of minority from members of the Kenya Kwanza coalition. Honorable Speaker, we are being told by the minority whip that, like the railway development levy, this housing levy, probably speculating that it may be opened up at some time in the near future to other uses. Minority whip, I want to assure you, the housing levy as early as tomorrow or the day we do the appropriations bill, we shall ring fence this money to go only to housing, and we shall be appropriating the 73 billion shillings coming out of this levy to go to the Ministry of Housing to deal with affordable housing in Suna East constituency, among us the 100 constituencies. Honorable Speaker, ask the Honorable Junet to hold on. The Honorable Senior Counsel Tiende Omolo. And you know, the Honorable Senior Counsel speaks good English, as much as he never went to Alliance. But he went to a good school. And in his good English, he may convince the world to believe that he's the only one who can read this Constitution. But this Constitution, Honorable Speaker, the heart and soul of this Constitution is... Honorable Speaker, can you protect me? Honorable Speaker, you know, senior counsel is a good lawyer.
Order, Honorable Junet, order. The majority leader will be heard in silence.
I will stone you, Junet.
The Honorable Junet, resume your seat. No. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the protection. I know Honorable Junet is averse to the truth when the truth is being laid bare. I was speaking to my good brother, Senior Counsel Tiende Omolo. The heart and soul of this Constitution that you wrote is the Bill of Rights in Chapter 4. In this Bill of Rights, other than the Schedule 4 that you are talking to on the functions of county governments and the functions of the national government, under Article 43 of the Constitution, the right of every Kenyan to accessible, adequate housing and to reasonable standards of sanitation, not in slums. Reasonable standards is a right enshrined under the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is the soul of our Constitution. If there is anything to protect in this Constitution, Honorable Speaker, is the Bill of Rights. And in pursuit
Honorable,
of the
proceed to wind up.
Honorable Speaker, just
order members. Honorable members, order. Members, you know, I've seen those who want to speak. We have time because once, allow me, I've noticed Honorable Wanjala, I've noticed everyone else want to speak on this. Once we finish this matter, there will be another amendment which will speak to. Allow him to finish. We proceed with this process. Honorable Majority Leader, please proceed to wind up.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for your protection. Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me...
Allow him to wind up. Allow him to wind up. Proceed, please.
Honorable Speaker, I beg that you add me the 2 minutes that have been wasted with the shouting on points of order, frivolous ones. But I was saying this, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Watch, resume your seat and allow the Majority Leader to finish his contribution. Then I will be able to see what to do about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker was saying the heart and soul of our Constitution is the Bill of Rights. fittest to argue that since housing under Schedule 4 of our Constitution is a function of the county governments, that it is unconstitutional. The Bill of Rights is the heart and soul of this Constitution. Just like, Honorable Speaker, if we appropriate national government resources or resources raised by government through taxation to healthcare, that is outrightly a devolved function, we also can appropriate resources to housing, just like we appropriate resources to deal with healthcare, that is a devolved function, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also had my good friend Otiende Amolo tell my majority whip that in his village in Kisii, he cannot live on the 8th floor. He must build a shanty in his village. I want to say, Honorable Speaker, the future is urban. And with urbanization, that is how we shall grow our economy. With urbanization and building of these houses, Honorable Speaker, we have said it numerous times that this is beyond housing. It is about millions of our youth who are languishing in poverty, who are languishing without jobs in our slums. Millions of youth in Kathiani constituency, lawyers, engineers, who will access jobs, architects who will access jobs. It is not just about the manual jobs. It is about lawyers.
Thank you. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, wind up.
50 seconds to finish that point.
Proceed.
And I was mentioning Kathiani for deliberately, because the Honorable Mbui told us that housing will not create architectural jobs. It will not create jobs for doctors. It will not create for engineers, for lawyers. Honorable Mbui, I want to tell you, all those jobs will be created by housing through urbanization. Even doctors, when people live together, will be able to amalgamate land and secure food security for the people of Ukambani, who for many years have had to depend on relief food.
Thank you. Thank you. No, members, allow me to guide this way. We are doing very well, members. Allow me to guide this way. Just like I've allowed order, just like I've allowed members to debate on the Honorable Watch's amendment, I will have a chance to give a couple of you again on the chair's amendments so that we make progress. Those who went to Alliance or those who went to Butler Boys like me will have a chance to say something on this bill. So I would then therefore propose that we are now going to, after this. So, honorable members, I therefore proceed to put the question. Members, remember we had amendments by the Honorable Oluoch, Honorable Nyikal, Honorable Makali Mulu, Honorable Undo, Honorable Kaluma, Honorable Mbui, Honorable Basil. Members, the upshot of our vote is that if the vote is carried, then we have carried the vote for the 7. If it fails, it also fails with it. So therefore, members, I proceed to put the question that clause 76 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Watch. I put the question that clause 76 be deleted. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of that contrary opinion say nay? Obviously, the nays have it. The nays have it. That's Brett. Thank you. Order, members. Order. Order. Little Manjala, order. Now, this is now the time for the chair to move his amendment.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move. Please remain, protect me from the noise from behind. I can't hear myself. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 76 be amended as per the order paper. And Honorable Chair, I'll beg to move a further amendment to that clause 76. We had a deliberation with the Honorable Caleb Mule, the Member of Parliament from Machakos Town constituency, and he had this proposed amendment to clause 2A that we have agreed to carry on with the recommendations by our committee as a committee amendment.
that an additional clause 2A be added to read as follows: the affordable housing levy shall not be used for any other purpose other than development of affordable housing and associated social and physical infrastructure, as well as the provision of affordable home financing to Kenyans. So beg to move that the amendment be done as per the order paper with that additional amendment as we've carried as proposed by the Honorable Caleb Mule, the MP for Machakos Town constituency. I have a few notes, a point of information on this. The question I've been asked, first of all, why is it on gross pay and not on basic pay? The proposal before us, first of all, was that this be done at the rate of 3%. And after public participation, we agreed that 3% will be too high to start with. Let us shelve that by half to 1.5%. The question is, do you make it basic or do you make it gross? If you make it basic, honorable members, it defeats the whole purpose. For what reason? If someone has a salary of 100,000 shillings in the private sector, and you say that this particular levy is going to be based on their basic pay, so they're going to use what you call in accounting tax planning and reduce their basic pay to 20,000 shillings, and the 80,000 shillings will be allowances. So that means that the objective of the 73 billion shillings, as alluded by the leader of majority, that is targeted to build affordable housing for Kenyans, will be defeated. Secondly, the initial bill had a proposal to have a cap of 2,500 shillings for employer and 2,500 shillings for employee. And Honorable Chair, this particular provision was, we agreed as a committee, we're going to delete. For what reason? For you members of parliament that earn an income of above 500,000 shillings, for example, if you capped this to the amount of salary that members of parliament earn is public knowledge. So, okay, for someone who earns 500,000 shillings, let me use as an example. If you cap their contribution to 2,500, then it will mean they're not contributing if they even earlier proposed 3%. For what reason? Because the 2,500 divided by 500,000 shillings is 0.005%, which would mean that that particular capping was advantageous to those people that are earning more, but punitive to those people. Because it would, however, anybody would have argued that it was discriminatory for those people who are earning less and advantageous to those people who are earning more. On the question of this affordable housing, because I want to make this last contribution, we have, as at yesterday, 42 signed memorandum of understanding between the State Department of Housing and county governments. And key to note is that the 42 county governments are across the political divide. So our governors, both Kenya Kwanza governors and Azimio governors, have actually signed MOUs with the State Department of Housing, giving land in their counties to be used for affordable housing. Everyone is agreeing that this is a noble cause, and that is why I beg that this House agrees with the amendments as proposed by the committee. And with that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I now propose the question that Clause 76 be amended as proposed by the Chair of the Finance Committee. The members, we agreed we will give, first of all, there's order members, the Honorable Mule. Honorable Mule had an amendment which was carried, so I would like him to just say a word. Okay, the Honorable Wanjala. Oh, the Honorable Mule, go ahead. 1 minute, Honorable Mule. It's okay. As we get Honorable Mule, let's get Honorable Wanjala. 1 minute.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Mr. Chairman, we have institutions in this country that can build houses. And Mr. Chairman, these houses have not been started to be constructed by Kenya Kwanza government. The former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and the former President Mwai Kibaki started construction of affordable houses and they never taxed anybody. Mr. Chairman, Uhuru has been building houses. He has never taxed anybody. And we have specific housing institutions. We have NSSF that is supposed to construct houses. We have National Housing Corporation is supposed to build houses. And then we have finance. We have National Housing Corporation is supposed to build houses, and then we have finance. Trust, Mr. Speaker. I was in Rwanda 2 weeks ago. They are constructing houses, but they are not levying anybody. They are not taxing anybody. Mr. Chairman, this is a scandal in the offing, like the golden bag. Because even as we are talking today, NSSF coffers is empty. They have already washed it. It is, they have taken all the money, it is empty. The same way they will deal with the issue of the house.
Thank you. Honorable Mule, who was supposed to get, I don't know whether you can find him now.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, mine is just to thank the Finance Committee for accepting to adopt my proposed amendment. The proposed amendment as it is in clause 76, 31B3, as it is in the order paper, that the affordable housing levy not to be used for any other purpose other than the development of affordable housing. Basically, this was to ring-fence the fund not to be used in any other purposes other than to build houses, affordable houses.
Thank you.
Chair,
Thank you.
Chair, just a minute, Chair. This was necessitated by other funds that have been there in the country, like the sports fund. The sports fund was set aside to grow and develop sports, which does not do that, does not serve that purpose. So, Honorable Chair, I thank the...
Thank you. Thank you so much. Honorable members, I proceed to put the question that clause 76 be amended as proposed by the chair of the Finance Committee. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of that contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I now proceed to put the question. That clause 76 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I've confirmed that we have the numbers for division. I order that the bell be rung for 5 minutes and the clerk to prepare for the division.
Very good evening to you and welcome to the Parliamentary Broadcast Unit in collaboration with KBC, where the National Assembly is currently on a 5-minute break, where the bell for division has rung for 5 minutes, and political leaders from across the political divide are currently on a break to marshal numbers ahead of the voting. Remember, the National Assembly is currently considering several proposed amendments to the Finance Bill 2023 that is currently at the Committee of the Whole House stage before it's enacted into law. The members of Parliament had been considering Clause 76 of the Bill on Housing, where the Employment Act 2017 is amended by inserting the following into the new sections. That is, notwithstanding the provision of Section 3(2)(a), B, C, and D of the Act, each employee and all employers shall pay a monthly levy to be known as the Affordable House Levy. That says that the purpose of the Affordable House Levy shall be to provide for the funds for the development of affordable housing and associated social and physical infrastructure, as well as the provision of affordable home financing to Kenyans. Also, the monthly levy to be payable by the employer and employee shall be 1.5% of the employee's gross monthly salary for the employer. This means that an employer shall pay to the National Housing Development Fund established under Section 7 of the Housing Act, in respect of each employee, the employer's contribution at 3% of the employer's monthly basic salary. Remember earlier on, the members of Parliament in the morning, capped at the housing contribution, which was earlier capped at a maximum of 2,500 and matched by employers, will now go directly to the government's bank's account as opposed to a fund. By making it a levy as opposed to a contribution, the money shall not be refundable to employees as in the earlier proposal. The National Treasury had initially proposed a 3% contribution that would have been matched by employers also at 3%. Earlier on, the members of Parliament voted to pass the proposed 16% VAT on fuel, with 184 members of Parliament voting for the fuel to be increased, the VAT from 8% to 16%, while 88 voted against it. The employees who qualify for the affordable housing, the contribution accrued to employee and shall be used to finance and purchase of a home under the Affordable House Scheme, or for employees who are not eligible for affordable housing upon expiry of 7 years from the date of the start of making the contribution after the attainment of their retired age, whichever is earlier, a transfer of the contribution to a retirement benefit scheme or a pension scheme registered with the Retirement Benefits Authority, RBA, or a transfer of their contributions to any person registered and eligible for affordable housing under the National Housing Development Fund, NHDF, or a transfer of their contributions to their spouse or dependent or children. On 5, or to receive their contribution in cash, provided the contribution paid out in cash shall be included in the contributor's taxable income for the year and be subjected to tax at the prevailing rates. Remember, the employer shall remit both employee and employer's contribution to the National Housing Development Fund before the 9th day of the following month after the deduction has been made. This, the Cabinet Secretary responsible for matters relating to housing, in consultation with the Cabinet Secretary responsible for matters relating to finance, shall make regulations prescribing the qualifications to participate in the affordable housing scheme. And number 6, this section shall become effective on the date the regulations made. Subsequent 5 come into operations. And as you can see, members from across the political divide right now are consulting ahead of the voting, with the Speaker saying that the voting shall be happening in 5 minutes. The members from across the political divide, as you can see on your screens, are consulting with those from the opposition, saying that taxing of wananchi of 1.5% and 1.5% from the members of from the employee and that of the people will subject the taxpayers into a lot of money, especially now during financial crisis. However, those from
resume your seat. Members, resume your seats. Members, resume your seats. I now order that the bar be drawn. Order, members, resume your seats.
No, we are too many here.
Of course, okay.
Let us leave.
You have to talk to me. I'm not going to order. What's wrong with you? I'm going to order that you sit back there so they give me another as you. You can't do that. Order, members. May we resume our seats? Order, members. The Honorable Memusi, resume your seat. The Honorable Luke, resume your seat. The Honorable Ben Suda, resume your seat. Order, members. Order, members. Order, members. Order, members. I request that the minority side to nominate two agents from minority side and 2 from the majority side, not 10 like they're on my back. 2 from each side. Members, resume your seats. Honorable DK, Honorable Ruto, resume your seats. Honorable Hillary, resume your seat. Honorable Maua, resume your seat. Order, members. Honorable Engineer Oscar Sudi, resume your seat. Honorable Dipo Kwame, resume your seat. Honorable Dipo Kwame, are you standing or sitting? Resume your seat. Honorable Kawaya, resume your seat. We shall, honorable members, order. We shall vote as required by the laws and our standing orders, that we shall vote yes or no, and we shall vote in silence and with decorum. Honorable members, I proceed to put the question that clause 76 as amended be part of the bill. Go ahead.
Chepkonga Kiprono, Langat Benjamin, Hitani Marian, Atandi Samuel, Owino John Walter, Mrembo Irene Joki, Churie Abdi Omar, Churie Abdi Omar. Sergon Florence. Kandie Joshua.
Give him the mic.
Aya. On behalf of the people of Baringo Central, I vote yes.
Kipkoros Joseph Makilap. Kamuren Charles.
Kazi ya vijana ni kukimbia kimbia. Sio kusumbua wazee pale.
Koesh Nelson. Momanyi Innocent. Momanyi Innocent.
I vote yes.
Barongo Norfason.
I vote no.
Alpha Miruka Ondieki. Lynette Chepkorir. Kilel Richard Cheruiyot. Yegon Richard.
Members, be loud enough. Be loud enough. Members, be loud enough so they can hear you.
Mwamacha Onchoke.
Where are you?
Ogola Gideon Ochanda.
No. Yes.
Ogola Gideon Ochanda. Osero Patrick Kibagendi.
Obara Eve. Kabondo Kasipul votes no.
Order. The person voting next was Patrick Osero, not Obara. Patrick Osero.
Obara was called ahead.
You are called before.
I was called before, Osero. Can you start again, please?
The Honorable Eve Obara, resume your seat. Your chance will come.
Okay.
Give up the mic.
Osero Patrick Kibagendi. Wanjala Raphael.
Media houses, make sure you print who voted yes and no and abstain. I vote no.
Wamboka Nelson. Wamboka Nelson.
On behalf of the people of Bumula and the people of Kikuyu constituency, I vote no.
Wambilianga Catherine. Wambilianga Catherine. Yakub Ado. Yakub Ado. Komingoi Kibet Kirui. Komingoi Kibet Kirui. Omanyo Catherine. Mwale Nicholas Tindi. Oyula Joseph. Mwiridhania Rindikiri. Kirema Moses Gishuna. Chimbwa Omar Mwinyi.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Mr. Chairman, I'm voting no. Madam Chair, I'm voting no.
Thank you. And no speeches kindly. Let us just say yes or no so that we can proceed faster.
Koech Victor Kipngetich. Baraza Patrick Simiu. Diego Paul Kibichi. Ntwiga Patrick Munene. Mahali Mfara. Elachi Beatrice. Waweru John Kiaria.
Order. Don't Bwamboka, you do that again, there'll be consequences to it. Members will vote individually. Don't Bwamboka. You try to vote for another member again, there'll be consequences. Members are voting for themselves. Allow members to vote for themselves, not you voting for members.
Waweru John Kiaria. Sirma Musa. Welie Adam Kenan. Caroline Geptong Eleche. Gadiru Mejadong Benjamin. Mejadong. Ongili Babu Owino.
I, Babu Owino, Member of Parliament for Embakasi East Constituency, first class honors holder in actuarial science, an actuary, a lawyer, 6 diploma holder. I vote no. Just trying to say that my conscience is clear as I'm voting.
Gakuya James Mwangi. Mawade Julius Musili.
Vote from here.
From here, bro.
That's good.
Mawade, on behalf of the people of Embakasi South, I vote no to this punitive levy.
Proceed.
Mwenje Mark Samuel Muridi.
I vote no.
Thank you.
Double N Pamela Njoki. Lelmengit Jose Kipto.
I vote yes.
Omboko Milemba. Omboko Milemba.
He's not there. He's not there. He's not here. He is not in the hall.
Kipiegon Johanna Ngeno. Pukose Robert. Yakub Farasala. Oundo Wilberforce Ojiambo.
On behalf of suffering workers in this country, I vote no.
Members, if any member anymore now makes a speech, we will not use the mic going forward. It's either yes or no. Proceed.
Yakub Farah Salah.
Before is a yes, bro. Before is a yes, bro. Yes, thank you.
Iribae Said Buya. Tungule Sharo Kenneth.
Is he back?
Yeah, confirm again. Come on, you put it.
Tungule Charo Kenneth. Siar Amina Udgon.
Where?
Baro Deko Mohammed. Guyo Ali Wario.
No, absent.
Guyo Ali Wario. Muriu Wakili Edward. Kururia Elijah Njore.
End of 60, number 60 again.
Number 60.
Guyo Ali Wario.
The Honorable Guyo Ali Wario, are you in the house?
He's not there. He's not there. Why you keep putting the why you putting the wrong information?
I'm here, Chair.
The Honorable Guyo Ali Wario is in the house? Great, thanks. Proceed.
I'm present.
Ayuko. Let's not move on. Let's not move on. I'm going there. Chair, now give your pause.
Read my name again, Chair.
Chair, there is 258.
The Amina Udogon, is she in the house?
No.
Okay.
Kururia, I vote yes.
Order. The Honorable Omboko Milemba.
Absent. 51. Absent.
Sixty-one fast.
61 rudia tusikie.
Okay. Kururia Elijah Njore.
I vote yes.
Who's Kururia?
Over there.
Who's Kururia?
Over there.
Kagombe Gabriel Gaduka.
Yes.
Odhiambo Elisha Ochieng. Yedenji Robert Gishimo. Wanjira Madha Wangare. Wamushomba Gadoni. Gimose Charles Gumini.
Yes.
Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno.
No.
Kaluma George Peter.
No, because this provision is unconstitutional, I say no.
Karido Kiili Daniel. Karido Kiili Daniel. Manaiba Julius Taitumu, Muriki John Paul, Abdi Ali.
I vote yes.
Shinali Bernard Masika. Shinali Bernard Masika. Bonaya Mumina Golo. Lomwa Joseph Samal. Tubi Bidu Mohammed. Badibadi Twalib. Badibadi Talib.
Badibadi Twalib, I vote no on behalf of the people of Lujomvu.
Ndongo George Koimburi.
Wamashukuru James Gidhua. Obara Eve Akinyi.
I vote no.
Okay. Kalasinga Joseph Simiu.
For the sake of people Kabuchai, no.
Titus Lote. Titus Lote. Kimilu Joshua Kivinda.
I vote no.
Titus Lote. Kimilu Joshua Kivinda.
I vote no.
Sankaire Lea. Kanchori Elijah. Hamisi Kakuta. Nguro Onesimus. Sakimpa Parashina. Risa Sunkuya. Muhanda Elsie.
On behalf of the people of Kakamega, I vote no.
Katana Paul.
Kwa niaba ya wakazi wa Kaloleni nasema la.
Hassan Abdi Yusuf. Njogona Chege. Makali John. Kihungi Peter. Muli Fabian. Shumel Samuel. Sudi Oscar. Okweme Andrew.
I vote no for Karachuonyo and myself.
Karauri Ronald. Were Charles.
I vote no.
Mbui Robert. Korir Adams. Kipkoech Gideon. Kemei Beatrice. Ruto Julius. Wangaya Christopher. Wanjiko John. Waidaka John. Murada Ann. Orero Peter. Mbalu Jessica. Mutuse Ekomas. Wainaina Anthony. Munyoro Joseph. Ichungwa Anthony.
Yes.
Nyoro Samson. Julius Sunkuli. Mwanyanje Gatwi.
Chair, serikali ijengee nyumba polisi, wazee kule Isiolo na Marsabit. I, Gatun Beyu Manyanje, I vote no to house levy. Sema yako, tunga sentence yako, tunga yako.
Order, that's enough. Go ahead.
Baya Owen. Kitty Richard Chonga. Zambia Thaddeus. Zambia Thaddeus.
Testing.
No.
Mutua Didmas.
Order. Order members. Can we have the Honorable Mutua Barasa vote again?
Mutua Didmas. Bissau Morris. Bissau Morris. Rai Samuel Gozi. Kwenya Dhuku. Muhia Wanjiko. Cherorot Joseph. Kosgei Hilary. Maina Jane. Gitari Joseph. Benziba Rashid.
Just vote.
Aburi Donya.
Proceed.
Busia Ruth Abiambo.
Just vote from where you are. There. Just vote from where you are, the Honorable Busia.
Oron Joshua. Ahmed Shakib Ahmed Shabir. Buyu Rosa. Kasalu Irene.
Just vote, just vote.
Mulu Makali. Mbai Nimro. Boni David. Nyamai Rachel. Nyenze Edith.
So, just where are you? Just hold there, hold there. Where are we? Nyamai. Ayor Nyamai also. Ayor Nyamai also. Ayor Nyamai. Okay, let's proceed.
Nyenze Edith. Mokaya Nyakundi. Kibagendi Anthony. Isairo Clive. Yegon Brighton. Kiprono Mutai. Tonui Joseph. Camero Kitayama. Robbie Matthias.
Yes, yes.
Masito Fatuma. Wanyonyi Ferdinand. Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdi. Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdi. Mohammed Abdulkadir Hussein. Kagiri J. Kiunjuri Festus. Korere Sara. Karani Stephen. Karani Stephen. Lekuton Joseph. Marubu Monica. Obo Rueda. Mairuri Mudama. Kothe Felix Odiwo. Moiruri Mudama. Kahangara Joseph. Boko Michi. Mugabe Innocent. Shege John Kiraku. Akuja Protas. Oyugi Maungu. Nabii Nabwera. Chiforomondo Mangale. Mukwana Titus. Mbiuki Kareke. Kamene Joyce.
Thank you. On behalf of the Machakos County citizens and those who have their homes, I vote no.
Mule Caleb. Kombe Harrison. Omwera Aladwa. Kiamba Susana. Mumo Rose Museo. Ijendi Moses. Nyazi Amina. Abdullahi Bashir Sheikh. Sheikh Umulkhair Hasim. Abdurrahman Hussein Wetan Mohammed. Haro Abdul. Yusuf Adam. Mukunji John. Njoroge Mary. Bowen Kangogo. I vote yes. Torojich Timothy. I vote yes. Torojich Timothy. Naomi Jilo.
Yes.
Mwalio Joshua. Odaka Geoffrey. Oluoch Anthony.
Honorable, just vote from there. We can hear you. Just vote. Just vote from where you are with your. Just vote. Vote number is
Swap. Kakushia. Who's ahead? Swap.
I, Anthony Tom Oluoch, vote no!
Gishuki Edu.
Order. Behind, excuse me, the Honorable Pukose, the Honorable Murio, the Honorable Akili. The Honorable Pukose, resume your seat. Are we now having 2-2? Okay, proceed. Michuki again.
Kahungi Eric. Kahungu Eric. Gishuki Edwin. Tandasa Kasi. Nabulido Peter. Mule Steven. Kingola Patrick. Geoffrey Rocco. Neba Bernard Urioki. Zioka Erastus. Kailemia Elizabeth. Mohamed Fatuma. Kipngor Ruben Kiborek.
I vote yes.
Bartol Phyllis. Kimani Francis. Chimba Samsa. Kirwa Abraham. Jaldesa Guyu. Bader Salim Faisal. Chesebe Fred. Oyo James. Oyo James. Gichohi Kagushia. Salasia Peter.
Honorable Salasia, you will vote again. Honorable Salasia, will you vote again? Will you vote again? Okay.
Naika Johnson. Maina Bet. Machele Mohammed. Musau Vincent Musioka. Shake Peter Bongo.
Order, members. The members to my right, would you all resume your seats? Okay, proceed.
Maingi Mary.
Honorable DK, you will resume your seat.
Mulyungi Gideon.
Watu wa Mwingi wamekataa ushuru wa ukora.
Zengu Paul Msimu.
On behalf of the people of Mwingi North, I vote no.
Guna Charles. Pasaris Esther.
Thank you, Chair. I have a dream of a Kenya where the Thank you, Chair. I have a dream of a Kenya where the images of slums remain in our history books and not on the motherland. For the millions of Kenyans living in the 1,400 slums, I vote yes.
Order, members, order. Order, members. Order. Proceed. Proceed. Proceed.
Kihara Jane. Shelule Liza. Gikaria David. Arama Samuel.
Don't ever miss Mboko. Don't ever miss Mboko. You can't be voting so many times. Gikaria, will you take your vote again? Don't ever Gikaria, will you take your vote again? Okay. I'll send you back.
Mulanya Geoffrey. Munge Cynthia. Mulanya Geoffrey. Munge Cynthia. Kitur Bernard. Tonkei Rebecca.
Just vote.
I vote yes.
Aramat Lemanke. Pareyo Agnes. Kitilai Olentutu. Tongo Gabriel. Wangwe Emmanuel. Gashagwa George. Owino Martins. GK George Mashari. Shepkon Charity. Guyo Wario. Abdul Rahim. Nyamoko Josh. Owor Joshua.
He's voted over there.
Mohammed Ali. Mogina Jerosha. Gitao Faith. Odoyo Okelo.
Just vote. What do we just vote? What number is it? But these guys.
On behalf of Nyando constituency, I vote no to these bogus.
Chanda Sahib. Manduku Daniel. Odege Paul.
Pale kwake ni wapi?
On behalf of overtaxed workers in this country, I vote no.
Washira Aha. Madenge Duncan. Madenge Duncan. Muchira Michael. Keramo David. Wainaina Michael. Kosing David. Mupe Anthony Ken. Gogo Lilia. Amolo Paul. Chebor Paul. Paul Abur. Mwafrika Agosti. Francis Kajua. Kingara Saibu. Kareba Eric. Lugova Sloya. Luyai Kaleb. Raso Dido. Lenguris Poli. Lentoitoni Jackson. Letipla Dominic. Lesuda Josephine. Nikal James. Ikana Frederick. Ikana Frederick. Oduor Christine. Lochakapong Peter. Kemei Justice. Koi John Waluki. Sigei Francis. Ivinji Shadrach Mwit. Onyengo Silvanus.
Yes.
Kiplagat David. Maina Amos.
I believe we can construct houses without necessarily taxing the people. And for that reason, I vote no.
Odhiambo Billy. Omondi Karoli. Gashove Samuel. Mohammed Junet. Masara Peter, Mizigi Lydia, Abdullahi Amina Dika, Abdullahi Amina Dika, Bara Hussein Abdi, Buire John Okana, Oku Kaunya, Otucho Mary, Mwangi Geoffrey Wandeto, Murugara George, Nduyo Susan, Nganga Alice, Kasait William, Aburi Lawrence, Mutunga John, Julius Medi, Chikati John, Julius Medi.
Okay.
Chikati John. Sioi Lilian, Sitiene Janet, Nitit Cecilia, Emade Joseph, Gikolon Nicholas, Nabuin Paul, Namoit John, Nanok Daniel, Boss Gladys, Ochieng David, Wandai James, Nyamita Mark, Kagesi Kivai, Adagala Beatrice, Abdi Hamis Chome, No. Jeho Fatuma Abdi. Mohamed Aden Daudi. Sani Ibrahim Abdi. Ado Mohamed Aden. Farah Yusuf Mohamed. Wanyonyi Martin Pepela. Sitati Daniel Wanyama. Mogaka Stephen. Kasivai Rael. Wetangula Timothy.
I vote no.
Mwakuona Dalso. Basil Robert Gui.
Yeah. On behalf of Yata people, I vote no.
Ali Abdisirat. Shege Sabina Wanjiro. Dena Joseph Hamisi. Harun Suleha. Ikiara Dorothy. Iraya Joseph. Koskei Jackson.
I vote yes.
Mayaka Irene.
Absent.
Mohamed Umulher Harun. Mwangi Teresia Wanjiru. Ngongo John. Ngongo John. John Bani.
Weka microphone. I vote no.
Talib Abubakar Ahmed. Lekuton Joseph.
Hapa na kurudi.
Dr.
Uzuri unauliza watu wameshika wapi kusema. Peke yako. Hawezi. Hiyo maneno nifikirie aje. Nasoma ndio. Expensive planning. Degree yangu ni 2 years. Sema mrembo. Ilikuwa wanafikiri advance ile wakati. Jamaa ndio wanakuja. Kuja pande hii bwana. Kuja huku. Tunaongea tu.
Order, members, resume your seats. Members, voting is over. Will you resume your seats? The Honorable Lachi, the Honorable Koi, Waluke. Honorable members, order. The Honorable Sunkuya. Order, members, resume your seats. Resume your seats. Order, members. Order, members, these are the results. Order, members. The Honorable Sunkuya, take your seat. The Honorable Sunkuya, will you take your seat? The Honorable Sunkuya. These are the results of the voting on the division that clause 76 as amended be part of the bill. Members present and voting 256. Those voting aye 184. Those voting nay 72. Therefore, the ayes have it. Let's proceed. Open the door. Clause number 77.
Clause 77.
I propose a question that clause 77 will be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 77 will be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 78.
Clause 78. I propose the question that clause 78 is part of the bill. Chairman.
Honorable Chair, I would like to move that clause 78 be amended as proposed on the order paper. And Honorable Chair, I would like to move a further amendment to that clause 78, deleting 2023 and replacing that to 2013. So I beg to move that clause 78 be amended as per the order paper. I also propose that a further amendment to that, to deleting the figure 2023 and replacing it thereof with 2013. And I thank you, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that clause 78 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 78 be amended as proposed. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 78 as amended part of the bill. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 79.
The Honorable Tiende, what is the problem? Order members, just a minute. Those who are withdrawing from the House, withdraw peacefully. Those who are not withdrawing, to take their seats. Go ahead, Honorable Tiende.
Mr. Chairman, I guess the vote has been taken, but I had wanted to draw the members' attention. Mr. Chairman, if those withdrawing could leave.
Order members, order. Order members. Order members. Go ahead, Honorable Tiende.
As an unlawful kamukunji with the Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Tiende, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I had wanted to point out and had conferred with the chair of the committee that actually that amendment had a mistake, and that's why it's been corrected. But it's an example, Mr. Chairman, of why we must be vigilant. Because the original amendment was actually going to take away the power of this House to review subsidiary legislation, and that's very serious.
Thank you.
Because some people, like the Honorable Ichungwa, who's not here, think that you can read laws like novels. And if you read them keenly, then you'd realize the mischief. So I just wanted to point that out, but it's now overtaken by events.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Order members, let's proceed.
Clause 79.
I propose the question that clause 79 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 79 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 80.
I propose the question that clause 80 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 20 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable
It's
Chair,
clause 80.
So, I thought I said 8, sorry. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 80 be amended as per the order paper. And Honorable Chair, this is just a cleanup where we are just including the word designated as a cleanup to the retirement benefits of Deputy Presidents, Liaison Officers Act of 2015.
I propose the question that clause 80 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Don Labonikal.
Chair, can we get the practical import of that amendment?
Chair.
Again, Honorable Chair, this is a cleanup, but I know what the Honorable Nikal could be alluding to. You will get a chance to, we can debate that in clause 82. The one that's talking about the retirement benefits of Deputy President and designated state officers. But this clause 80 and clause 81 are just cleanups.
Thank you. I now put the question that clause 80 be amended as proposed. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Will as one of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 80 as amended be part of the bill. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Will as one of the, as many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 81.
I propose the question that clause 81 is part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 81 be amended as per the order paper. And again, Honorable Chair, this is just a cleanup of that particular clause.
I propose the question that clause 81 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 81 be amended as proposed. Will as many without opinion say aye? Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 81 be as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 82.
I propose the question that clause 82 be part of the bill. Mover.
Again, clause 32, clause 82. Clause 82.
Clause 82.
Yes, again, clause 82 is more of a cleanup. So I propose that clause 82 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 82 be amended as proposed by the chairman of Finance Committee. I put the question that clause 82 be amended as proposed. Will as many as that opinion say aye? Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 82 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 83 and 84.
I propose the question that clauses 83 and 84 be part of the bill. And I put the question that clauses 83 and 84 be part of the bill. Will as many as that opinion say aye? Will as many as are the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses. New clause 73A.
To move. Chair Transport Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that the bill be amended by inserting the following new clause immediately after clause 73. 73A, Section 7 of the Kenya Roads Board Act 1999 is amended in subsection 1 by A, deleting paragraph G, and B, deleting the word 8 appearing at the beginning of the paragraph and substituting therefore the word 5. And secondly, Honorable Chair, that the bill be amended by inserting the following new clause immediately after clause 74. New clause 74A, the first schedule to the KRB
Order. You'll move the 73A and we vote on it before you go to 74. So, Chair,
Okay, Chair, I beg to move.
Just do it again and say that you move that we read that new clause a second time.
Thank you. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that 73A be amended as read.
I propose the question that the new clause 73A be now read a second time. Honorable Wundo, 1 minute.
For sure it will be 1 minute. Can the chair actually explain to us what is happening? I mean, just talking about paragraph G, 8 and 5, exactly what's the import of the amendments? We need to know their import. What
Chair,
is
1
it
minute.
that we are querying?
That's a Chair, 1 minute.
Thank you, Chair. I think that justification is about to come, so if you can give me a few seconds, I'll be able to give the justification. And the point is, we are reducing the number of directors from 12 to 9, in line with the Mongozo Code of Administration.
Directors of what? Of which body?
That's KRB, Kenya Roads Board.
Thank you.
Yes.
I now put the question that the new clause 73A be now read a second time. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 73A be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 73A be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of that contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 74A.
Chair of Transport Committee.
Honorable Chair, I move that the bill be amended by inserting the following new clause immediately after clause 74. New clause 74A.
Honorable Chair, you will go with me.
Yes.
And move that the new clause be now read a second time.
All right. I move that the clause 74A be read the second time. If I got you right, Chair. The first schedule to the Kenya KRB Act 1999 is amended by A, deleting paragraph 4, deleting paragraph 5, and deleting paragraph 6. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that the new clause 74A be now read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 74A be now read a second time. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many other opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Nyikal, also out of order.
Chair, whenever you have new clauses in amendments, remember, members did not have the chance of seeing those clauses. So you cannot, therefore, assume like you would have if they were in the bill before. And then you can tell the members, you had the bill, you didn't read it. That's fine. But if the clauses are new and a second time, the member has to explain exactly this is what we are doing and this is what it means. No, in the order paper, you just say replace this, replace that. So you then cannot assume that.
Thank you so much, Honorable Nyikal. You know that you already voted on this matter, but I would indulge you. Chair, 30 seconds to explain what this is about. 30 seconds. 1 minute at most.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The purpose of these amendments is to reduce the number of directors or the board members from 12 to 9. You know, most of the agencies, government agencies, have not more than 9 board members. But KRB has 12. And in line with the Mwongozo Code of Governance, it is necessary that we abide by the same by reducing the number of directors from 12 to 9.
That was 73A. 74A?
It's the same. It's the same, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It is.
No, we already voted on this, Honorable Nyikal. We can't go back to it. Oh. The Honorable Nyikal, resume your seat. I'll give you a chance. I want to propose the question that new clause 74A be part of the bill. Now go ahead.
Chair, when you are taking a very substantive amendment, remember that actually the finance bill, in a way, is a miscellaneous amendment bill because it is touching on very many acts at the same time. And now, if you are doing a substantive thing like changing the board of directors of an institution, Chair, I think that is not the right thing to do in this. And more so, if you then say, then we would like to know in that composition what parts, which one is being removed, who is being removed, because these boards are normally representative. So the proper thing would say in the act, it is the following, and therefore we are removing this and this and this. Now that is what would be proper. And another thing, Mr. Chair, Mwongozo is not a legal entity, it is a policy. You as a lawyer will guide us whether you can actually change a whole act in a situation like this using in line with Mwongozo, which in itself is not an institution.
Thank you.
Chair, that's my concern.
The Honorable Chungwa, what is out of order?
Honorable Speaker, I was just consulting with the chairs, and to
To an extent, I want to agree with what Dr. Nyikal is saying, and request the chair of the Transport Committee to withdraw that particular amendment to save time.
Chair. No. I want to make a ruling on this matter. Okay.
I think, Chair, I think the horse has bolted. The first part of the amendment has been carried, and the global question has been. Just put the second question to Malizar and I.
1 minute. Don't even Makali Mulu. 1 minute, Makali.
Yeah,
Makali.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will be very brief. Mr. Chairman, I think as a matter of procedure, it is important that where we have new clauses, the people who are making those proposals explain to the House the issues, and in line with what the majority leader has said, you know, we have already passed 73A. Now, if you delete 74A, then you leave it hanging. Because I think 74A has been informed by 73A, so that you reduce some institutions to remain with 9. So I think it's important we just either do a voting for 74.
Thank you, Honorable Makali. Honorable Wandai, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Chair, I agree with Honorable Makali Mulu and Honorable Nyikal that the neatest thing is to allow us to go the full hog and take a vote on this matter. Okay? I am one of those people who have in the past advocated for the reduction of those numbers. In that board, the Kenya Roads Board has had a very high number of directors. But without taking a position, let us go the full hog and take a vote. The idea of withdrawing doesn't arise at this late hour in the day. Thank you.
Honorable members, you know what to do on these kind of matters. You know what to do, right? So, because what you have reached, the chair cannot withdraw. So you know what to do. I put the question that the new clause 74A be part of the bill. Will have another opinion say aye. Will have another contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
New clause 75A. Chair for Finance.
Chair Finance Committee. Order members. I'm so sure that both sides got what they wanted, so that's all right. The chairperson Committee of Finance. Proceed. New clause 75A. 75A.
Thank you very much. I beg to move that the new clause 75A be read a second time. Honorable Chair, this particular clause is giving power the board of Kenya Revenue Authority to appoint deputy commissioners, something that was not there before in the Act. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that the new clause 75A now be read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 75A be now read a second time. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose a question that the new clause 75A be part of the bill. Yes, Honorable Nyikal.
I know I may not be very well informed. I didn't read that in detail. I have to get the other act and read it. But Chair, we have a risk of doing something that is highly questionable. Using the Finance Act to actually change the structure of an authority like this is something that may be questionable. And I know we have done that, and I see some mischief. I think people should be sober enough to actually do the correct thing. Mwongozo is in itself not a legal document. So it's not over now. Now we are on 75 and we are still doing the same thing. Yeah, but whatever it is,
thank you, Honorable Nyikal.
It is, The principle is not right.
Thank you, Honorable Chikal. I now proceed to propose to Honorable Undo.
Chair, I also want to go on record that this is procedural. This is a substantive matter that has not been subjected to public participation, and it has found its way in this bill. Indeed, Chair, the Parliament must be a house of procedure. I would kindly request the Chair to withdraw this particular amendment before you vote on it, so that it's subjected to proper legislative process, because introducing offices in an authority without following the law and public participation is unprocedural and unfair to the people of Kenya.
Thank you,
Chair.
I now put the question that the new clause 75A be part of the bill. Will husband of that opinion say aye? Will husband of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 75B.
Chair of Finance Committee.
That's what I'm telling you. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 75B be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, as you may recall, we did pass another amendment that gave the Kenya Revenue Authority
Just take it again, Chair. Just say to be read a second time, not amended. To be read a second time.
Okay. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 75B be read a second time. As you may recall, Honorable Chair, yesterday we did pass a requirement.
Order, members, order. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, we did pass. No, this will come later. There is a proposal on Honorable Chair to have Kenya Revenue Authority set the minimum required price for alcohol in this country, so that any particular alcohol that is sold below a particular price, what we are calling the minimum cost price, is regarded as being illicit. And therefore, Honorable Chair, by giving this responsibility to Kenya Revenue Authority, therefore it necessitates that we add the responsibilities of Kenya Revenue Authority, the administration of the Alcoholic Drinks Act of 2010. So with that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that the new clause 75B be now read a second time. I put the question. Don't Sende.
Chair, I know that people are tired. I know that this matter has been prosecuted unsuccessfully by Dr. Nyikal and Dr. Undo, but I need to go on record. Chairman, all these additional new clauses need to adhere to the title of the Finance Bill, which is an act of Parliament to amend the laws relating to various taxes and duties and matters incidental thereto. Anything that does not relate to that is improper. Now, I am aware, I'm acutely aware, that those who think they know the law more than me, like Honorable Chungwa, will say that we have to pass it. But I'll remind him, there's a reason people go to law school for 10 years after leaving Alliance. And he keeps telling us he went to Alliance, but he doesn't say that it was in his village. Mr. Chairman, I beg us to take note that it is actually unprocedural. It might be convenient, but it's improper.
Honorable Tiende, are you suggesting that Alliance? Are you suggesting that Alliance is a village school?
Alliance is a national school like the school I went to. But in the case of Honorable Chungwa, it is in his village. And then he comes to work in Nairobi. So he can't keep singing it to us.
The Honorable Chungwa, 1 minute, and you should not veer off the main issue.
Chair, you know, my good friend, the Honorable Tiende Amolo, knows even the national school he went to is in some village. But you know, Kikuyu village, just like Kamagut and Sugoi, are very important villages.
Oh dear Lord.
Kikuyu has not just produced one national school, the Alliance High School. It also has the Alliance Girls High School. It has Kikuyu campus, where many members here, including the Chair of Education, went to school. Therefore, Honorable Chair,
thank you.
Please defend.
Thank you. Chair, what do you want to debate about? Because let me have the Honorable Barasa.
Mr. Chairman, all the villages are important. let us stick to important matters that are put us here, not discussing about village schools wherever they are. We all went to serious schools. Every school is as serious as Alliance High School.
Thank you. Honourable members, I now want to put the question that the new clause 75B be now read a second time. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Will as one of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 75B be part of the bill. I now put the question. The Honorable Farah. The Honorable Farah.
Chair, for the benefit of the House, anything that has got a financial implication, regardless of what that act is, whether it's the Kenya Roads Board Act or it's the KRA Act, can be raised in the financial, statement.
Thank you so much.
The finance bill itself.
Thank you. Thank you. I now put the question that the new clause 75B be part of the bill. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Will as one of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 75C.
Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 75C be read a second time. This particular clause, Honorable Speaker, is an amendment to the Retirement Benefits Act that removes the requirement for share capital holding for pension schemes to Kenyans to foreign to reduce the requirement for foreigners for pension scheme to have shareholding of 66% to reduce that to 33%. Honorable Chair, these are some of the issues that came from public participation. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that the new clause 75C be now read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 75C be now read a second time. Will as many as are that opinion say aye? Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 75C be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 75C be part of the bill. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Will as one of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 76A.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that new clause 76A be read a second time. This clause, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, sets the minimum input cost price for alcoholic drinks in the country. So this would mean that the Kenya Revenue Authority will have the mandate to set the minimum price particular drink should be sold. And this, Honorable Speaker, is intended to ensure that we get rid of the illicit brews that are sold to our young people in this country. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that the new clause 76A be part of the, be now read a second time. Honorable Wundo.
Chair, I find this amendment seriously outrageous, and it offends public policy. We have an open economy, a market-driven economy. This is in a way introducing price controls that were discontinued very, very many years ago. A businessman should be allowed to trade. He produces, he sells, depending on demand. And basically, and he knows the basic principles, the interaction between demand and supply determines pricing. How would you have such minimum pricing? Honestly speaking, we have so many.
Thank you. Honorable Minority Leader.
Chair, I hear the
Minority Leader. This chance,
I hear Honorable
order. This chance is for the Minority Leader.
Yeah, I also just want to support, to agree with the Honorable Dr. Ojiambo Oundo. You must be very, very careful when you start introducing amendments to the law, which would actually imply that we are encouraging monopoly and price controls and things like that. I don't find this particular clause agreeable. Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Chair, I hear what the Leader of Minority and Professor Ojambo are saying. However, Honorable Speaker, this amendment has nothing to do with control of pricing. And that is why the wording is very particular. It is minimum input cost. And the reason is simple, Honorable Speaker. And we are all aware that hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of our young people are dying, others are maimed by the consumption of illicit alcohol. This illicit alcohol is being manufactured using all manner of shortcuts and chemicals being mixed to an extent where, Honorable Speaker, you get people who are selling drinks that are concoction of chemicals in the pretext that it's clean and what we'd call fit for human consumption,
Thank
ethanol.
you.
Honorable Speaker, let me just finish that point because it's very dear to me. And you sell it as alcohol that has been manufactured using ethanol at a price even below industrial alcohol. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, it is in an effort to safeguard all those millions of young people who are suffering through the consumption of illicit brews that are basically a consumption of a concoction of chemicals. And therefore, we were very particular, and I think the committee was very particular, to make sure that they are not controlling prices, but just to safeguard that if you are producing alcohol using ethanol, that is legal ethanol, in the right standards, then there is a certain minimum cost that you would have to bear.
I will put the question, then I'll propose, then you can do what you want to do. So I put the question that the new clause 76A be read a second time. Will anyone of that opinion say aye? Many of the counter opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 76A be part of the bill. Honorable Nikal.
Yeah, I want to go on this again and again and again for the records. Look at the argument we have had. That because we want certain quality, we control the price. Now, we cannot say that if we want ethanol, and we know ethanol is expensive, we insist on the price, but that will mean that because they can't get an expensive, that one now they cannot use methanol. It doesn't work like that. If you want to look at the chemicals, look at the chemicals strictly in their way. This does not work. And Chair, let me say this. I've been saying certain things here, and probably I'm not a good politician, but I'll be proved right one day. I know you will not allow, but I'm going to say this. When we were talking about...
But I've allowed you. I've allowed you.
Chair, earlier on, when we were talking about the alcohol that is going to use for cooking, I had information that the real idea there was that people who are going to produce that and are going to produce the cooking things, because they presented to our committee. So people had to get into our acts, business people,
Point made.
and they regulate it. So I just want to say it, that we are all elected.
Thank you.
Kenyans.
Thank you, Honorable Farah. Finally.
Chair, I haven't consumed any alcohol all my life. But frankly, my little exposure to these problems tells me that there's no difference between Johnny Walker and the one that they make out there. This country, majority leader, can you listen? This country, Chair, needs a policy on the abuse of alcohol, drugs, and miraa, and all these things. We are destroying a whole nation. We are destroying, and the political class has also converted itself into an economic class that also benefits.
Thank you.
Benefits from that.
Thank you. No, thank you. I want to put the question that the new clause 76A. Order, members. At the point you've reached, we are not debating. The Honorable Farah will have 30 seconds to finish his point.
Chair, on the overall, Chair, even the members of parliament from the Mira growing areas and Muguka will tell you that their own children are not going to school. And this thing is devastating communities all over.
Thank you, Honorable Farah. Honorable Ndikiri, what is out of order?
A sitting order for a dignified member, senior, in the speaker's panel can come and insinuate a Mila without any evidence, scientific or otherwise, that Mila is a drug. That is an abuse of your position as a member of parliament.
Thank you. I'll put the question, members, that the new clause 76A be part of the bill. Will as one other opinion say aye? Will as one other contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Junior, what's out of order?
Chair, what is out of order? Chair, there are serious clauses that have been brought back to this bill. And some of these clauses, there was no public participation. And some of them have serious effects. Chair, I want to go on record on this. Like this clause we have just passed, there was no public participation. And it is going to affect businesses of people in a big way. You know, Mr. Chair, you can just, somebody who's doing his own business of producing alcohol will be branded as illicit, just because we've said here that it's illicit.
Thank you.
Chair, such a clause requires serious public participation.
Thank you. Order, members. Members, you know what to do. You know what Parliament does, and you know what to do after that if you disagree with the decision of Parliament. So we'll go on to the next clause. Members, I want you to go back to clause 75D. 75D.
New clause 75D.
Yes.
We skipped it, that's why.
Okay, 75B.
D.
Oh, yes. Yes, I propose that clause 17B be read a second time. And Honorable, yes, I gave a different explanation. This is where we are changing the ownership or the directorship of pension schemes that was requiring only they would be owned by at least 66% of Kenyans, and this, from public participation, we realized that was disadvantaging very many enterprises that were in the management of pensioners. So that is more of a cleanup to make sure that it is in line with what is in the practice. And C, which is what I had moved earlier, was to make sure that our pension schemes are Sharia compliant. Because we have Sharia, we have a requirement for Sharia compliance in the banking sector, in the insurance sector, but this was missing in the pension sector. And Honorable Chair, yes, and I beg to move, on the issue of clause 75, that was said that it was not subject to public participation. Honorable Chair, I think that is a very unfair comment because we spent many hours, we listened to very many stakeholders, and for us to see us introducing this particular clause on this particular bill, it is because it came from the members of the public. Because the concern of illicit brews in this country is an interest to Kenyans. You will see this particular report being carried on in our report because these are issues that were raised by the members of the public.
Thank you. I now propose the question that the new clause 75D be read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 75D be now read a second time. Will as many as our other opinion say aye? Will as many as our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 75D be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 75D be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 76B.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 76B be read a second time, and this is in line with clause 76A that is setting the minimum cost price, where we're saying a person shall not sell, manufacture, pack, or distribute alcoholic drinks at a price below the minimum cost price. And that I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Let me propose, then you do your point of order. I propose the question that the new clause 76B be noted a second time. Honorable Wandai, what's out of order?
Chair, there's a problem here. Even though we seem to be in a hurry to go home. Chair, some of these new clauses were not in the order paper of yesterday. Yes. They have found their way in today's order paper, and they're establishing fundamental changes. Like the issue of alcoholism. I know there's been a campaign in central Kenya of late to deal with alcoholism. But the way to deal with alcoholism is not to bring this kind of amendments. Is to provide jobs to those youth. Yes. You promise those youth jobs. Give them the jobs and they will not go out drinking alcohol.
Honorable Wandai, you raise a very important issue. Yeah. Order members. No. Order members, I want this to be responded to. The Honorable Chair, the point raised by the Honorable Wandai, that order members, that the amendments you are now prosecuting were not in the order paper yesterday. Is that the case?
Honorable Chair, I would like to confirm with the table office that actually these amendments were in the order paper.
As I confirm that, as I verify that, let me hear from the Honorable Farah.
Chair, can I get Chair? It's
order members. The Honorable Farah is on a point of order.
Chair, I salute the chair of the Finance Committee for saying that pension has got to become Sharia compliant. But how does it become Sharia compliant without introducing Sharia compliant products into the capital markets? You see what I mean? Because interest, you cannot invest them in places where they are earning interest because Muslims do not want to earn. And wait. Yamaza.
Thank you. Thank you. The Honorable Tiende, what's out of order?
Chair, they're giving me problems.
Thank you.
I thought you'd finished. The Honorable Unit, will you take your seat? Will you take your seat? The Honorable Farah, finish your point.
Chair, I am happy and thank you very much because you have solved almost 25% of the population of this country who are earning pensions and who don't know whether they're getting halal or haram. But then please, let's also go and introduce the products into the Capital Markets Authority. Thank you.
The Honorable Tiende.
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to tell the Honorable Farah that what he's speaking to already passed and he seemed to support it. So it's too late. Just as you said, he knows what to do. But on this one, Chair, as pending confirmation, and I wanted to speak to this.
No, Honorable Farah, you allow others also. No, Honorable. You are a sinner. Order, Honorable Farah. Order.
Chair, I wanted to say that in addition to the irregular introduction of these new clauses, it is standard practice that, just like with the bill, where there's any amendment, you don't just introduce what you're amending. In the bill itself, you must contain the objects of the amendment and the original provisions. So when you're introducing it in this order paper, where does the member cross-check? Because these are fundamental matters. You know, one day we will be asked, you were in chambers. So, Chair, we must take this matter, and this is not about which side you are in. This is just about good lawmaking.
Thank you. The Honorable Chair of the committee.
You know, Honorable Chair, we are really coming to the tail end of these amendments. And our committee took hours to work on these particular documents. So I'm very disturbed when honorable members and senior members in leadership come and say that I sneaked in an amendment. The supplementary order paper, in fact, I have actually had to borrow one so that it's not on my notes. On page 609 has that particular proposal. So if you are not reading the order paper, do not come and accuse me of sneaking things into the supplementary order paper. This, in fact, this is a supplementary order paper of Tuesday, the June 20th, 2023. So it's what you had yesterday. So when you come in and tell me that I sneaked in, I am not taking that kindly, especially after the hours of work I've put on this particular task.
Honorable Bowen. I will give the persons that I should give, not the person who said
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Bowen. Honorable Mbui, take your seat.
Honorable Chair, because the Chair has really substantiated, Honorable Chair, I was disappointed that we sat here up to the middle of or this morning, or about 1 a.m. this morning, and a new clause was introduced. But now that the Chair has clarified that actually that part of the amendment is there, I want to support the...
Thank you. Okay, Honorable Mbui, then I will rule on this.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the order paper for Tuesday, and the beautiful thing with Parliament is that every page of the order paper passes and a new page comes for later. Now, page number 554 has the new clause 75, and it reaches up to C. After that, it is clause 76. Correct. On this one, we have on page 689 is where we have the new clause 75C and 75D. It is here we have the evidence. It is in the, it is, any Kenyan can access it. It is on the website. Yes. So the thing is, Mr. Speaker, the fact is this. The order paper did not have 75D.
Thank you so much. I will. Order, members, order. The Honorable Majority, take your seat. What I'm holding now is the supplementary order of Tuesday, June 20th, 2023 at the Honorable Majority Leader, your order of order. 2023 at 2:30 p.m. And if you have it, go with me to page 606. Go to your order paper, page 606. 606, read with me, new clauses 75A, B, and C. Then just turn to 607. We have 75C. Let's just stand there. 75. If anybody has that order paper to go with me, in page 607, 75C, 75, order members. So what I'm holding now is page 607, 75C, and 75D. If you go to page 608, it has new clauses, 76A and B. If you go on like that, you get all this. This is the order paper for yesterday, the 20th of June 2023 at 2:30 p.m. So all these that are being discussed this evening were in yesterday's order paper. Nothing, and I want to repeat so that it's very clear, nothing, none of the clauses we're discussing today were not in yesterday's order paper. All of them were in yesterday's order paper, and I've confirmed that. Where were we? Which clause were we at? I now put the question that the new clause 76B of the bill will, as many of that opinion say aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Majority Leader.
You know, Chair, just on a matter of our own procedures and rules, because it's rather unfair, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, let me begin by thanking you for your guidance. Because when the Honorable Robert Mbui tells untruths with a straight face and misleads the country, and Honorable Speaker, you know, we have been here before. We can tell when people are speaking to the gallery
we can tell when people are attempting to speak to the courts, but I want to encourage you, if you want to speak to the courts on Abombui, I know you are Mwalimu, and I had senior counsel say you take about 10 years at law school. Maybe you take another 10 years and go speak to the courts from the courts, but don't attempt to speak to the courts from this floor. And Honorable Speaker, it is rather unfortunate because I said even during second reading, this is the most vilified bill in the history of lawmaking in this country, using lies and truths, propaganda, misinformation and disinformation, and Bui cannot lie to the people of Kathiani and continue lying here.
Majority Leader, now, members, I have made a ruling on this matter and it shall not be prosecuted further. We will move. Order, members. All the next order.
New clause 82A.
Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 82A be read a second time. Honorable Chair, this is a clause that is extending the benefits that are given to deputy presidents and designated state officers, including those of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Chair. And that I beg to move.
I propose the question that clause, the new clause 82A, be now read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 82A be now read a second time. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 82A be now be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 82A be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 82B.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 82B be read a second time, and then clause 82B and C and D and E are similar to clause 81A. So I beg to move that clause 82B be read a second time.
I propose the question that the new clause 82B be read a second time. I put the question that new clause 82B be now read a second time. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 82B be part of the bill. Honorable Wundo.
Chair, I find the drafting very curious, Honorable Chair, and it's discriminatory in the sense if you look at the last sentence, it says, but if it's a female child that is not married or is cohabiting with any person. Honorable Chair, why do you have to discriminate between the boy child and the boy girl?
Thank you.
I mean the girl child, sorry.
Thank you.
Why do you have to discriminate?
Thank you. I put the question that the new clause 82B be part of the bill. Order, members. Order. I now put the question that the new clause 82B be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 82C.
Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 82C be read a second time, and again this is similar to A and B. So I beg to move.
Thank you. I propose the question that the new clause 82C be now read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 82C be now read a second time. Will as many as that opinion say aye? Will as many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 82C be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 82C be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 82D.
Honorable Chair, I stand to move that clause 82D be read a second time, and again this is similar to the rest of the clauses, so I beg to move.
I propose the question that the new clause 82D be now read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 82D be now read a second time. Will as many are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 82D be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 82D be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 82E.
Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 82E be read a second time. This is the last clause on that 82, so it's similar to the others, and that I beg to move.
I propose a question that the new clause 82E be now read a second time. Yes, Honorable Nikal.
Chair, once again, I could see those who are deputy. This is totally different. And I would just plead that even with the majority and the ease of voting, let's explain new clauses.
Thank you. Honorable Chair, explain 82E. The Honorable Nikal will be attentive this time round. Go ahead.
Honorable Chair, if you look at what we are doing on clause 82, and that is why it is clause 82A, B, and C, we are amending the Retirement Benefits Act to take care of, for example, the retired speakers, the retired deputy speakers, and also to allow, say, for example, a speaker moves to another state office, and, for example, there were benefits that they would have enjoyed if they were speaker, when they were speaker, but if they move to become, say, to a different office, say a cabinet secretary or something, and then they retire, then this particular clause now tightens that up that it doesn't deny them the benefits that they were supposed to enjoy from the first position that they did actually.
I hope you get it. I now propose, I put the question that the new clause 82E be now read a second time. Will anyone of that opinion say aye? Will anyone of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 82E be part of the bill. Don't Nikal.
This explanation.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Chair, I'm following your explanation. You see, what is expected, and you will agree with me, is here you are saying in paragraph B, by inserting the words of one chief liaison officer immediately after the words one personal assistant. If you don't go into the details, at least you are including another person. All we want to know is before, what was the status? The one you are doing now, what is the status? Honestly, just simple explanation.
But Honorable Nikal, these order papers are published in advance, and we are supposed to interact with them before debate. And so I find the chair's explanation sufficient and move to put the question that the new clause 82E be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 85.
Chairperson, mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 85 be read a second time, and I'd like to give a brief explanation to 86 and 87, so that when you get to them, I don't need to explain again. So, Honorable Chair, I want to give an example. So this amendment is on Special Economic Zones Act, and I want to give this example. If we have a special economic zone, say in Molo, that is doing value addition of potatoes, with the current law as it is, those SEZ cannot buy those potatoes from that neighboring place. Why? Because if they buy from that particular market, when they sell back to the market, they'll have to pay import duty. Because special economic zones are seen in the minds of the law as being an outside country. So, however, if the same developer, if the same processor of that project at that SEZ, Special Economic Zone, imports potatoes from Uganda, those potatoes are going to come without import duty of 35%. So these particular proposals are supposed to incentivize our special economic zones to buy their raw materials from the local areas and not necessarily import from COMESA countries, because if they imported, then they will not pay import duty. And with that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I now propose the question that the new clause 85 be noted a second time. I put the question that the new clause 85 be noted a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 85 be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 85 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 86.
Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 86 be read a second time as explained in clause 85.
I now propose the question that the new clause 86 be now read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 86 be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 86 be part of the bill. I put the question that the new clause 86 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 87.
Mover.
And now, lastly, I beg to move that a new clause 87 be read a second time as explained in clause 85.
The question that the new clause 87 be now read a second time. I put the question that the new clause 87 be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 87 be part of the bill. Honorable Nikal.
Chair, I stand to support, because this explanation, at least now you know that the concept is when you have a zone, it equates with the foreign one. At least that is now known. So
Thank
this
you.
is good, we support.
Thank you.
Chair, that is how it should be done.
Thank you,
Chair.
Honorable Nikal. I now put the question that the new clause 87 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Go ahead.
Title. It's just to say title with the title of the bill.
New proposal. I propose, order members, order. Order members. I propose the question that the title of the bill. I put the question that the title will be title of the bill. Will as many other opinions say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
Clause 1, I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The order members, Honorable Chairperson, mover, you remove for reporting.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Finance Bill, National Bill number 14 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Thank you. I now put the question, members, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, order, honorable members. Chairperson. Ocheng.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2023, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover. Kimani.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and as I ask the Honorable Leader of Majority Kimani Ichung'wah to seconds, I would really like to thank the Honorable Members of Parliament for supporting the amendments. I can say that even those that oppose particular clauses, we really benefited, and especially speaking on my behalf, on the reasoning. And this being the first finance bill that this administration is processing, we look forward to an even improved process, improved judgment, improved debate, and improved provisions so that we can make sure we grow this country forward. With that, I ask the Leader of Majority to second.
Honorable Speaker, allow me also, as I second, to thank all these members who have sat through this 2 days to the wee hours of the morning and late at night, Honorable Speaker, debating issues that have concern to the Kenyan people from both sides of the coalition. And as the chair of the Finance Committee says, this has enriched the debate of this assembly, enriched the value that we give back to the people who elected us to this house. And just in the words of the chair of the Finance Committee, let me also take this opportunity to thank even those of our colleagues on the minority side who had their say, as the majority had their way, because that is what pertains a democracy. And it is testament now to the world, not just Kenyans, that we are a true democracy, that where we can come into this debating chamber, debate without having acrimony, without having chaos. And I must commend the decorum that we have conducted ourselves with over these 2 days, even under very strenuous circumstances, when it's very late and members are tired. Many of these members from across the board have really behaved well. I do not want to say it may have anything to do with those who have not been there, but let me also use this opportunity to ask all of us, just as we have allowed each other to be heard and put our points across always during the debate, to allow each other to speak and be heard. When you have an opinion different from mine, it doesn't add any value shouting at me from your seat or me shouting at you from my seat. It only adds value me listening to you And when I get an opportunity or any of my colleagues gets an opportunity to answer you back. But overall, Honorable Speaker, I must say that for the first time, we have indeed tried to do our best and articulated issues that have concern to the Kenyan people. And to the Kenyan people, Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, let me say, as I said during the second reading of this bill, that we had a robust public participation on this bill. It is one of the bills where Kenyans from all walks of life had something to say about. A lot of it, Honorable Speaker, based on information that was being peddled in the media that was untrue, and they will now bear as witness when this bill comes to be assented to by His Excellency the President, whenever he assents to it, that many of the things that Kenyans were being scared about, especially by our media houses, Honorable Speaker, may not be necessarily what they were being told. And with time will prove us right. And Honorable Speaker, it is a huge sacrifice, not just for members of Parliament, but even for the people of Kenya, that we have got to take a painful walk for a short time to get back our economy to where it ought to be. We are in this economy, in the situation it is in together, and together as Kenyans, we will get out of it and be on a path of renewal, a path of economic recovery, and a path of unmatched prosperity with the sacrifices that people of Kenya and all of us will make. With those very many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to second.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Finance Bill, National Bill number 14 of 2023, be now read at that time. And Honorable Speaker, before I do that, I would really like to, in a very special way, thank our people, our team, that's our secretariat team. This dedicated parliamentary staff spent hours, when you're doing the reports, they actually translated, making sure that everything is done. And perhaps I feel we do not appreciate enough the work that is done by the staff of Parliament. And this is proof that the thousands of documents they process, the great sacrifice they did make, some of them are still seated with us here, and even after this, they'll go to work again. Tomorrow morning, we start vetting of the chairperson for the Commission of Revenue Allocation, and expect that they will have prepared, and that before now we start on that. And so I really want to thank the dedicated parliamentary staff that really did their work to make this a success. And lastly, I want to thank the members of the public that sent us more than 1,500 memoranda, the more than 200 stakeholders that took their time to come and share their views with us. We tried as much as we can to carry as many views of the members of the public as we could, and it's good that this particular debate has demystified the fact that there were no any amendments, that public participation was an exercise in futility. We have all seen proposals that came through from members of the public, and we really want to thank them. They should not tire. The next time there is any bill of parliament, let them come and give their views, because they have been able to see that their views actually do count. And with that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the committee be read, that the finance bill be read a third time. And lastly, Honorable Chair, it would be very wrong if I don't appreciate the members of the committee. We never struggled to get quorum. In fact, most of the time we were full house or really near full. Out of 15 members, we are 13, 14, or 15. And our members are from across the political divide. They really sat with us, they gave us ideas, and they are still with us here to make sure that this particular exercise is what those. This was really a demonstration of what teamwork can possibly achieve. And in fact, I really want to thank them and ask Honorable Makilap to second.
Thank you.
Honourable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2023 be now read a third time. 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the honorable members for the way we have aggressively participated in the debate and passage of this bill. And I also want to thank our members on this side who have stood firm against all odds to make sure that they oppose all draconian and offensive clauses in the bill. Mr. Speaker, I am happy that we were allowed to debate freely in the House. We gave our opinion. We were allowed free debate on this bill, as much as controversial as it was. But one factor that has remained constant, Mr. Speaker, in this chamber, in the history, is that all controversial bills, I don't know, for strange reasons, and surprisingly, are passed at night. From the political parties bill, the BBI bill, and now this controversial one is, all of them are passing at night, Mr. Speaker, for strange reasons. I don't know why. I don't know why they're not passing during the day. I think it is, they like darkness for strange reasons. So, Mr. Speaker, we will try as much as possible next time. Controversial bills, we pass them during the day. We will try our best. But I want to say that, members, this bill, as we said it in the second reading, was very controversial. I pray and hope that this bill is going to unite the country than divide the country.
Thank you.
Some of the clauses that are inside this bill are very emotive. And I pray that for the government side, I will pray for you. For the opposition side, we will do our watchful eye out there to make sure that you don't transgress in any way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honourable Junet. It's important to know that many great things happen at night. Honourable members, I now put the question, which is that the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2023 be now read a third time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? Thank you. Honourable members, allow me also. Oh, sorry. Clerk.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the laws relating to various taxes and duties and for matters incidental thereto.
Thank you. Honourable members, allow me as your speaker to also commend the House for the tremendous industry that you have put in this debate, in the passage of this bill. Since I came to this House in 1993, I have never witnessed a more contested finance bill than this one. It has been contested, but with sense, with decorum, with great debate, and I want to salute even those who provided comic relief in the course of the debate. They did it to enlighten the House. In Shakespeare's Tempest, there's a character called Desdemona, whose duty was to cause light moments when people were low. And I could see some of Desdemonas in this House. For the new members, you now appreciate that the power of the wallet of the state lies in this House. And that power of the wallet is in your hands. And that's why we have taken this long time, yesterday until this morning, and today until now, to scrutinize this bill with a tooth comb. I'm sure out there, very many Kenyans who don't participate in legislation now know what the finance bill is all about because of what we have done here. For young Kimani, you have done beyond anybody's imagination. You are probably the youngest member in this House to chair a committee of this great importance and significance, and you have discharged your honors sensibly, reasonably, and admirably. We laud you, And members on my left, I want to thank you for putting the members on my right on their tenterhooks and pointing out what you have pointed out and never losing your cool, never boycotting the sittings, because it's only by speaking that we get to arrive at reasoned judgments. In a community where I come from, a hyena told a stone that even if you don't answer me, you have heard me. And that can be applicable in many situations. So we want to live today very proud that you have passed a bill that is going to deal with many things, play your oversight, play your responsible spending of public resources. And that is what is expected of all of us. So we live here tonight very happy on my part that what looked like the most divisive piece of legislation has in fact united you even more. Because sitting in my chamber, I saw many times your leadership and many of you crossing over to whisper to each other across the dispatch table and generally having a lot of camaraderie that has been very, very encouraging. So this, honorable members, brings us to the end of the proceedings of today. Tomorrow morning, we shall sit from 9:30 and we shall deal with the following bills: Supplemental Appropriation Bill, Count Allocation of Revenue Bill, Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, and the Appropriation Bill itself. There will also be the Public Finance Management Amendment Bill and any other business that may be there. Remember that all these finance-related bills must be concluded by the 30th of this month. For members of the Speaker's panel and my able deputy, Gladys Boss, I want to salute you for your patience, for your tenacity, and for your great performance at the table in the committee stage. And I want to thank the whole House for giving the chairs who sat in this committee the ability to discharge the responsibility without any missiles flying around, as has happened before, without any water being splashed around, as has happened before. And this is the maturity of our democracy. As we finish this evening, I can tell you, members of this House, that I can see, I can feel a better tomorrow for this country. Honorable members, we can now be upstanding. The House will now stand adjourned to tomorrow, Thursday, the 22nd of June, 2023, at 9:30 a.m. for the morning sitting.